So welcome back to more Mega Man 4, where we beat Toadman the first video. So now we're gonna go into Brightman stage. And Brightman stage is a little bit different than it is in the NES version, but it's pretty small differences. Nothing too big, to be honest with you. The biggest thing you do have to watch out for is that this is where the hold backwards jump thing whenever you fire a Mega Buster shot can really mess up your jumps. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, since I think one thing I'm gonna go into today is talking about my Let's Playing style and why it may or may not be working for me. And the case that it can be working for me is that, well, the case that it can be working for me is that I mainly did this in order to work on my speaking. I mean, that was the main reason I got into Let's Playing in the first place. And also it is kind of fun to do, so there's that too. But yeah, I feel like my speaking's improved a lot. I mean, between my time at between my first unofficial LP, which was Crashing the Boys, and then... Yeah, see, that's what happens when you don't press the button fast enough. Well, I'll just see you guys back there. So, where was I? I was saying something about my speaking being a lot different from Crashing the Boys compared to this LP. And I mean, I feel like that's something that's improved for me. And also, fortunately, I am doing, or my style of speaking is a little bit different. And see, as far as the other stuff like video quality and audio quality, I did improve some in adding audio quality. But at the same time, there are still some more things I can learn with Audacity. And as far as the video quality goes, unfortunately I don't really have the ideal computer, let's say, for Let's Playing. And this part gets a little tricky. But yeah, it's a little problem solving, nothing you can't handle. But anyway, getting back to the topic. Let's see, how am I... Yeah, I just gotta wait for him now. But yeah, the video quality's been kinda hit or miss, and fortunately I have fixed some of the slowdown issues I've been having. So I feel like I'm improved in that sense. But I think the biggest problem I had with my Mega Man Summer last year was I kinda felt like I was going through the motions with those games. I mean, it's not like they were bad games or anything, it's just that, I mean, because I had a lot of fun playing them. It's just that I kind of felt like they were half-assed in the sense that I just wanted to get the games out. I just didn't really do them the proper justice I probably could have done them. And of course, one example was that I didn't really make enough adjustments between those LPs, seeing as how I only did them like seconds, or not really seconds apart, but days apart. And some of them I were getting out, or I was able to get out within a week. So I mean, that could have rushed the quality. I'm not really sure though. Yeah, actually, or I actually do have to kill these things now, which is gonna make things a little bit harder, but I mean, it does make this section a little bit easier if you do kill them. So I'll just go ahead and take that. And the good thing is, or the good news I have is that the power-ups make a good marker as to where you want to land. So you do want to land on those things. And fortunately, there are no enemies to jump out of the pit. Otherwise, that would really suck. That's just, yeah, that's gonna hit me. Okay, good. Well, I think we made it past that part, so let's just get going here. But yeah, my biggest regret about the Mega Man Summer last year was that it kind of felt like I was just going through the motions when describing those games. And unfortunately, I didn't really feel it was all that original. Which is one thing I am going to have a new opportunity to do with this LP, is that since I'm barely even going to talk about the games, I at least get to talk about some other stuff that hopefully interests you. Yeah, we'll have to see. Okay, this one better hit him. Okay, good. He was about to land on my ass, and that would have stunk. But yeah, that's the end of Brightman. I also forgot to comment on the weapon get screen. I also like Mega Man's skull here. I mean, he's really powering up. Almost like going Super Saiyan, but not quite. But yeah, the Flash Stopper is just as useful as it was in the NES game. So we're gonna get to use that to our advantage. Now, for the purposes of getting all the beat tokens, I am actually gonna go to Ringman stage next. And one thing I should talk about with the tokens in this game is you actually do have to collect them in the second half, but this first one, you're just getting beat with those tokens. So, I mean, he's just as useful as he always was, so you do get to use beat in order to kill enemies in this game, just like you would in 5 and 6 for the NES. And of course, Saturns, those guys are always annoying. So let's just keep going here. And in the NES game, you actually were able to figure out what was going where by the color of the beam. But in this one, you are figuring out which one's going where by the texture of it. So it's just something you gotta keep an eye on. No big deal though. Because even though this stage is pretty long, it's actually not as tough as the NES one. And no doubt I'm probably gonna get killed now that I said that. But either way, the Rain Flush and the Flash Stopper are both excellent weapons for this stage. So that's one other thing to keep in mind while you're playing this. And now the next topic I'm going to cover is the overall games that I have Let's Played. And the reason I came up with those ideas was, or not those ideas, but those specific games that I did play was, I kind of want to call it a gap in the, let's see, the Let's Play library, so to say. And the reason I say that is that I'm playing stuff that is rare to, or that's a little bit lesser known. And that is kind of a double-edged sword because, on one hand, you're playing something that not too many people have seen, but on the other hand, you're also playing something that nobody knows about, so they're not going to go out of their way to look for it. So that's something that can work against you too if you try and do it that way. But then again, since, and that was also one of the other reasons why I did the, Mega Man games taking the kinda crazy route that I did, was because in a game that gets Let's Played a lot, especially Mega Man 2, it's one of those things you kinda had to do to distinguish yourself. And that's the T. Always good. Then again, it's not the T like in Boston. So let's just get going here. And for those of you wondering, the T is a subway line in Boston. So that's just something to know. But yeah, where was I? I was talking about the lesser known stuff I play. And honestly, I did not expect for the life of me that Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle 4 would actually be my most popular series. So that's just something to know. But see, yeah, these guys come back from the NES game, and they can be dealt with the Flash Stopper. Let's just get closer to this thing. Yeah, you want to get closer to that thing because otherwise you end up running out of Flash Stopper too quickly, and well, that always stinks. Or you can also just have good timing with a Mega Buster. And that's one thing I actually didn't know about the Ring Mini Boss in Ringman stage in the NES version, was that he had like a specific number of shakes before he moved, or before he shot off those rings. Which, as I've said before, that's something you learn from watching other LPs of this game. Oh god, don't knock me off. Okay, that is actually a pretty dirty trick. You know what else is a dirty trick? Getting knocked off by a Saturn. Let's see, yeah, the good news is that in this game, the weapons are actually a lot more useful, especially the Rain Flush and the Flash Stopper. And I'm just using the Rain Flush to clear out everything I see here. And there's a good reason for that, well, because it's very effective. But yeah, we're actually getting pretty close to the end here. And speaking of which, alright, let's just get this going here. And really the only difference you have to worry about with Ringman is that, unlike the NES game, when he jumps, he's actually going to throw his ring at you from the ground, like that. So that's just something to know. But yeah, I'm outside of that, it's pretty much the same pattern. And the biggest thing is, though, that the backwards jump thing can kind of screw you up when it comes to jumping over him. So that's one other thing you have to worry about too. But yeah, Ringman is done. And then you have Mega Man. It's just, I don't know, it's just something that always makes me laugh. But either way, the Ring Boomerang is just as useful as it was in the NES version, and you can actually use it to get the power-ups, such as the A token we're gonna get in Pharaoh Man stage. But that's gonna have to wait until next time. So I'll see you then.